Okay, now we'll continue on lab number 5. After Assalamu alaikum, Bismillah wa salatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah, ma ba'd. We'll continue on lab number 5. We'll complete this task, complete initial config wizard for ECV1. Approve that from on the orchestrator, configure the appliance wizard, and configure default global IP SLA destination address. So let's go through it. Okay, now in our environment, because we're using a virtual environment, so we're using this switch with AXI. So in your real environment, whether you're using physical or virtual, you need to map the interfaces and MAC addresses with the label that we created earlier. So because the appliance, our Velcro, our Silverbeak will use labels, so you need to map these labels with the name, label name with the interface and MAC addresses. So what we do now, will EXI, what they do have, they have vSwitch port group. Port group is kind of like an interfaces. For example, now we have port group from 0 to 5. This port group is just like an interface. For example, this port group 02 SW02, meaning that's interface number 2. So let's go and see the ECV1 adapters, which is connected to the vSwitch. So let's do that. Go to the EXI. Okay. So I'll go to machine and go to the EX1, ECV1, and we'll see here we have 5 adapters. All of them, they have the same MAC address, except the 2 digits are different. We'll map this with the outline. So if we copy this, we'll see all of them, they have the same MAC address. So and they also coordinated with adapter number. For example, the adapter number 1, 0, 1 will go 0, 2, adapter number 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So that's it. And next things, we need to, at this point, we mapping as is showing here. We mapping, for example, switch port number 1 to the management, and number 2 to the LAN 0, number 3 to 1 0, number 4 to 1 1, and number 5 to 1 2. So we need to capture the MAC address because we need to put them in the appliance in this order. And here we'll just record the DHCP assignment IP address of the management for ECV1. What we do here, we just make sure the ECV has got an IP address from the DHCP for the management, which is, as I said, we the management subnet, which is 192.168.1, and then X, which is all these devices are grouped together in this subnet, and they're accessible through this subnet. So let's see that real quick, and and, and see if that's true. Okay, I was opening this earlier. I was recording actually, and I figured out after I finished the audio was not on. So this time the audio, I believe, is working. So shouldn't have any problem. By the way, I'm using this OBS. It's very good recordings. It's the professional use it. It's open source, free, and it's fantastic. So it got an IP address, the ACV1, which is .41, and that's good. So we're gonna close this. That what need to check on here, following up the document. So after that, we're going to log in to the ECV through its IP address and configure it, do the configuration, whether the initial configuration, whether it consists of putting on your license information and putting on the MAC addresses associated with the port as we saw earlier. So we can access it. I already opened this before, so I already opened it, but I'll show you real quick how they do it here in the lab. And then they want to close. Okay. For some reason it doesn't want to close. Okay, we're gonna open a new one. This is the orchestrator. Okay, we go to here, the HCP, let's connect the HCP, and go to the ECV1. They bookmark it. Okay, we'll log in admin because we haven't changed the default login information. But we're gonna change it through the template. Remember when we changed the user management templates before? That's how we're gonna change it. We're gonna push it from the orchestrator to all our Edge Connect. So okay, we'll go to configuration, initial weather configuration, and then we go. I already did that. I just put the key and name, and I map this Mac with the interfaces. You need to go here as is here. So if you look for management 0 and give it the Mac end up in 01. That's what I did. For example, management 0, I gave it to the one end up in 01, and the other rest is like just follow up. Switch 02 is mapped to LAN 0, and switch 03 to 10, and switch port 0411, and switch port 05 to 12. So that's good. After you hit save, it asks you to reboot the appliance, which I did, and that finish up our lab for um for lab number 5. So key question. This learning check answer the following question. What's the purpose of the initial configure whether? The purpose of initial configure whether is to uh, do your licenses, put your key and name, and map the MAC addresses of the interfaces to the label, to the Edge Connect labels. Where do you configure the initial configurator? From the configuration tab, under configuration tab. And lastly, true or false, the initial configurator is configured on the command line of the appliance. No, it's configured through the GUI. So, okay, lab number 6. Lab 6 talk about after the ECV has been rebooted. We have it will be discovered by orchestrator. We need to approve it, and then from the orchestrator, we're gonna complete the application, the appliance weather configuration. So after install, after initial configuration, you approve the ECV from the orchestrator. Once you approve it, you will then complete the appliance whether to define the configuration setting following the process. Orchestrator manage the Edge Connect appliance. It's best practice to define a static IP address to manage each um, Edge Connect, which you will do following approval and configuration. After ECV is approved and configured, you will reconfigure the destination address used as the Bing target in the global IPSLA. This actually the appliance use it for SLA, which is SLA like Bing, for example, the Google try to reach like portal cloud portal of Aruba SD WAN, or maybe it use also Google DNS 8888. There are default destinations that are used to verify internet reachability for the SLA. These will be reconfigured to match destination within the lab environment. Will take approximately 30 minutes. Let's go through it. Verify first. Task is verify the ECV has been finished at reboot. We saw that. And we'll then verify the Windows show the appliance manage as verify that Edge Connect appear have finished rebooting as you ensure that orchestrator showed them as reachable during their task. Okay, we did this already. We we saw it has been rebooted and it's up to right now 23 minutes. Okay, and then now we need to approve it after you configure the initial weather, which is putting the license and mapping the MAC addresses. It will be discovered by the orchestrator. It should be discovered by the orchestrator. So let's go and see how is that. Okay, from the orchestrator, just refresh. Should appear here. Okay. Sorry, the mic was a little bit off. I hope you guys were hoarding me. It should show off here. Okay, let's go to configuration. Let's type this cover appliance. No, it's not showing here. Okay, there you go. Now, okay, it should appear here, and also if you go to the discover appliance, it should appear here. So it's not reachable yet. Give it a minute, it will be reachable. Okay, silver big appliance, serial number, location. We can change this later. Discover time and reachability. Approved. We'll approve it from here. Software version. You should have all the same software version to just to make sure that you don't have any software version could make a problem. Okay, it's not approved, it's not reachable yet. We just refresh. All right, as you see, it's appear here as reachable, and I can approve it. So it take a little bit of time because I had to reboot the appliance again. So if you want to access this, you can just type here discover, or it will appear here too. So this search is very helpful. Just if you don't know, if you lost your way through these tabs, you can just type it here and you will type discover and you will see it. Very good, discover appliance. Okay, I'm gonna approve it and go through the wizard, initial wizard, configuration wizard. Okay, software version, skip this. All right, I also renamed this ECV1, it was Silver Bay. Okay, we'll put the location, let's see here, following along. Page 1, we will put Singapore, password user admin confirm, city Singapore. Okay, this for setting for page 1. Upside and select it. Upside and select it again. We need to minimize this. This, I believe this application deployment, yeah, here the deployment, you need to put your IP address here, MPLS Internet LTE plan. As you see in the deployment here, this one has a 3 connection for MPLS Internet LTE branch, single branch, not HA. Okay, it's here, MPLS Internet. Okay. Two sub interfaces. Okay, we'll add two sub interfaces with subnet 131, 132. This for the LAN sign. Okay, 10 100, 10 100. Oh, 110 slash 24. Second one, 113, 100. Just here, 13. Data, voice. Alright, I put this 3-1. I was mistakenly put the net mask here slash 24, and that's showing problem. I think it's IP mask is here. Okay. Let's see. Label data voice Wi-Fi, data voice guess Wi-Fi slash 24. Hmm. Oh, this is a DHCP. Hmm. This next hub, what is this? Hmm. I think it should be here. Yeah, it should be here. Yes, there you go. Okay. One. Okay. For the 1 0. 110, 113, 100. 13, 14, 105. Okay. Next hop. All of them 111. Okay. Okay, now we have to configure the boundaries. These boundaries, it depends on your license, and they have certain way to calculate it. You have to watch the videos, as they said. They tell you how they figure out the license and the boost too. Now outbound 6K, 6K. Let me just have a look here. Make sure everything is correct. And here too. Okay, seems everything correct. Okay. These for the boundaries and these for the boost. Okay, calculate total outbound input means using. Oh, okay. Configure boundaries including each one interface. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to put this 6K here for each one interface. And then delete this and calculate. Why? Okay, because I have impulses. Calculate again. Yup, there you go. Click configure boost to configure licensing. Click on 50 in the okay 50. Oh, boost 18K. If you watch the video, you know what is this exactly, what this number we putting here, and how you figure out the license for the device. Now it's showing here. Okay, it's look good. Click next. Okay, now enter those sitting on page 4. Use SD WAN fabric learning route. Okay, we'll select these to automatically advertise LAN subnet. We'll select these and select this. And this is not selected. Automatically advertise local WAN subnet. Click next. Hmm. You don't use a local. Okay, here we'll click next. Okay, I'll click these two. Automatically advertise local line, and we will now select this and click next. Click next, select those items on page 5. If not, pre-selecting. Okay. Real-time appliance setup overlay. Okay, this is just the overlay. Bio business internet overlay to this side. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 5. Real-time critical. Real-time critical. Bank default overlay. And what is this? Oh, it is a template group. Select template group to apply. Default selected. Apply. Hit apply. And this operation on options, all of them should have state of success. Okay, all hit apply. Okay, now in the progress. Success for all these. Alright, what's next? After successfully, hope will go smoothly and all success. Close the discover appliance tab. For orchestrator appliance tree, click on discover triangle for the Singapore member. Oh, we can just um see the Singapore here. I hope you go. Okay, done, success, all of them. Okay, close. Now if we go to Singapore, we'll see here this ECV. Okay. Configure ECV1 management interface with static IP address. How we do that? Go to orchestrator, appliance tree, from orchestrator on the side, Singapore group, right click and click in appliance manager. Appliance manager. This will open the appliance manager for the appliance to the orchestrator. We'll go administration, licensing and registration, host IB. Still loading. Why taking this time? There you go. Okay, we're going to change the IP address from DHCP. Click on DHCP for add, then the checkbox second time to remove the mark enter IP address. The same IP address, enter the IP address 192.4. Isn't it the same one? Oh no, this foreign one. Oh, okay. Subnet mask will be the same for them. We see here this is a gateway. Just would be 4.41. Click apply. Okay. Okay, after the apply have been applied, this save change gonna appear. Just hit here, save change. Okay, after this, we're going to configure the SLA for internet breakout. Okay, to instance your configure a global SLA that's applied to all of overlay edge connect apply and use this IBSI to verify that internet is reachable in the order to perform local internet breakout. If the target you specify in the IP SLA are not reachable, let's connect refer to the next option in the preferred policy order. If no other options are present, then it's use the drop option. Okay, this configuration would be on the orchestrator, I believe. Okay, configuration. Business intent overlay. Yeah, this is in the orchestrator. Click in one of the row under breakout traffic to internet and cloud service. Here. Yeah, hitting one of these. Let's see in the real time. And that's going to affect only the real time. Is breakout traffic to the internet and cloud service. Okay. Okay, after we hit, we're going to edit breakout local using this interface, which is here. Okay, by default orchestrator um has IBSLA Silver, the cloud portal, and Google public DNS of Google as being reachable target. These don't work in the ready tech environment, so you will configure different target. Instead, you will use address in 11.1.1 subnet, which is where the UBU1 is located. Delete those. Delete the default. I don't see them. Oh, there you go. Addresses here. Okay, I'll delete them. Enter these two IB. In the address field with a comma, but no space between them. 11.1.1.1 and 1.1.2. Okay. Save the IBSLA role destination. So this is what it told you. As they said, it's going to try to ping. If it's reachable, it will forward the traffic to that using that preferable, underlay or interface. If it's not reachable, we'll go to the next interface, and so on. If it's no one, no, all of them reachable, will drop the traffic. Close the overlay configuration. Okay. Okay. Now we finish. Let me see if we need to hit anything. We'll just close it. Okay. Okay. It asking a question. Can ECV ping 10 104 110 internet gateway address? ECV can ECV1 LT gateway address? I'm not sure about this question, both of them, but we can try to ping. I think they should be able to ping. Let's see. But the problem, the consoles look like this. I don't know why. Oh, F1. It's not lines. I don't know. I can't put F1 inside. Okay, never mind. I think they have something here where you can ping administration. They have tool. Under maintenance, maybe. Yeah, being and trades. Network connectivity. We want to use ping with IP address. I think it's being able to go forward because the time is running out. At this point, orchestrator has for configure bio, all of the bio now use global SLA that's monitor these two IV address will be used to determine if the internet is reachable. Ping the internet from side WAN subnet. Okay. In this, he asks a question and he will answer it here. This is the answer. He says at this point, orchestrator has for configure bio all the, I think we did this before, but here ping the internet from side one LAN subnet. During this task, you test internet connectivity on ECV1 by pinging UBU1, which is located in the internet. This one here, which is located in the internet. Ping will be sourced from ECV LAN interface, which is same subnet as the connected host. The ping trace utilities run from appliance which is we opened it earlier. Okay, we'll try to ping 110, 110, 100. 100, 10, 100, 10, 10, 100. For ping must identify the source address or interface in the option field. Proceed with, for example, for ping you must identify the source address or interface in the option field. Proceed did with, okay, with I. Why means is I. I don't think so. Let's try ping. Start. Okay, stop. Is pingable. For trains. Oh yeah, is you will put this in the option I1. Okay, for trace you must identify the source address or interface in the option. Does it say anything about option? Okay, interface in the, for ping you must identify the source address or interface in the option field. Proceeding with, okay. Now we'll say 10, source from 10. What's happening here? I can stop, but not sure. Okay, stop. Is this have the same IP address? Oh yeah, they have the same IP address. We try to bring this one. Okay, I think it's reachable. We have to go forward for trace route. Okay, I think it's is working. Oh yeah, here's okay. I was putting the wrong one. I was pinging my local address. Okay, this should be the source. I believe it looked like that. 11.1.1.11. And start being okay, it's working. How about trace route? Okay, it's working, both of them. Okay, now the question, how do you know an appliance is ready for approval from orchestrator? It will show in the orchestrator has been discovered and reachable. Where do you approve an appliance from the orchestrator? Either you go to approval or it will show on the top, either green, very green. What do you do after clicking the approval button for the appliance? You will start to configure the appliance through the application wizard. From where do you initiate and being or trace route? From the maintenance, being and trace route. Why do you need to specify a database source IP for the being or trace? Because you have a multiple one of them. Okay, now we finish lab 6. We have 2 lab left to go. So let's go through it. Lab 9, if we finish 7, 8 line, we have 3 actually, and the time is very, we don't have much time, so we'll go through it real quickly. You can now confirm that configuration, configuring the deployment screen on the appliance whether can be time-consuming process. Have to choose all interface parameters and option as well as IP address information on each appliance. Also, increase the risk of configuration error. It's possible to create deployment profile in which you reconfigure all interfaces setting except IP. You configure deployment profile on orchestrate deployment profile provide accurate scalable configuration for your edge connect appliance. Your SD-WAN has different type of appliance that might use the same interface and interface settings. You can configure one deployment profile per functional type of Edge Connect and apply this deployment profile as you deploy appliance. It takes 20 minutes. Objective: create deployment profile for ECV2, 3, and 4. Choose WAN and LAN interface and some interface and configure their setting. Lock labels, firewall mode interface, max bandwidth, boost bandwidth, and licensing. This deployment profile will be used to deploy 3 appliances in the next lab, in which ECV5 will be deployed using pre-configured file. Instruction: create the branch office HHA MPLS deployment profile. Okay, you modify the reconfigured MPLS or the branch deployment profile and then save as with different name to create the branch office HA MPLS deployment profile. Okay, let's go. Configuration overlay security deployment profile. I can just type codes orchestrator. Type deployment profile and there you go. Okay, MPLS all the branch. Configure this LAN interface label. Data voice. One. Configure the LAN sub interface. Okay, 131. This is a VLAN number. Verify the WAN interface 10 is MPLS, which is true. 10 is MPLS. Verify firewall where firewall mode is all allowed. Firewall or allow all, because this is MPLS, so MPLS is secure. You're not going to the internet or anything, so you'll allow everything because it's secure. Verify not tag flash set, not behind, not, yeah, MPLS not behind, not. Okay, what else? In production SD-WAN, you would configure the NAT flag setting for the internet and for GLT interface when upstream device perform NAT. In this train lab, this is not necessary. Configure the bandwidth setting for the WAN interface, which 2K inbound and outbound. Then calculate this. Okay, no boost, I believe. Boost 2K too. Okay, we'll select 5 meg, 50 meg, and boosts 2K. Save as. In the lower corner, zoom out. Enter branch office, edge, HAMPLS as the name of the deployment profile. MPLS. And the name save. Create the branch office at your internet update deployment profile. Modify the branch office. It's configured and then create the branch office HHA internet LTE. You modify the branch office HHA profile, just configure and then save as with different name to create. Okay, save as branch office HHA internet LTE. Change the interface label on one. Change the interface label. You have to make sure you're in the right one. 10. Change the interface label on 10 internet. One, and add next one interface. Add 1 alt stateful. Not behind, not behind, not, which is in production. You will say the same thing. Sometimes you'll be behind not when you use internet and LTE, but it's not the case in our lab. The bandwidth setting 200 for every one of them, in and out, 2K. Calculate. Boost 4K. Boost is 4K. Click save as. We have this one, right? We're already in the branch office. Um, at HA Internet LT. Branch office HA Internet LT. Enter. Okay, just save it. Okay, create data center, HA deployment profile. We modify the branch of internet and then save as with different data center HA deployment profile. Data center HA. You see it's changing. Okay. You apply the data center deployment for this site for ECV4 and ECV5. LT branch data center HA. Okay, we're just creating, okay, what we're doing right now, we're creating deployment profile for these site. We created for this one, all the MPLS and then MPLS LTE, and now we doing HA. And the label, it will also be located outside city, but we'll use be configured and in the we creating for these two, for these 3123, but the fifth one we're going to do touch zero touch provisioning. We'll see how the zero touch provisioning work on this one later. Okay, let's do that. Under LAN interface, pool interface, let's see what's the requirement. They have all of them, they have one LAN interface with different subnet as what is that, as a VLAN. Guest Wi-Fi. We will not put IB here because this is just profile. Okay, MPLS forward, allow all. This would be MPLS. Which is here, MPLS and LT. This LT. Change the interface label and verify more. Which is stateful. Not taxing for each, not behind not, which is a default. Okay, this would be 4K. inbound and outbound for each. Calculate. Boost 8K. Okay, now we finish the deployment profile for LTE only, MPLS, Internet LTE, and MPLS LTE, HA. Okay, now we finish the deployment and we have to apply it in the next lab. Okay, what the key question here? Where do you configure deployment profile? You just search it, look out for it, you will find it. You will just say deployment profile and will appear. It's under configuration, overlay security deployment profile. Configuration, overlay security deployment profile. Okay. Where do you find deployment screen? Okay, we'll just go move because we did already this stuff to lab 8 because the time is very tiny right now. Lab 8, what we do in lab 8, configure additional appliance. Objective, complete the initial wizard for um, 2 and 3 and 4. Let's do that real quick. Okay, since we do the same process as what we do for ECV1. Okay, I'll just make sure this. Okay, we will not do this checkup because they already configured and stuff. To make sure this checkup we will not do them. We'll just go forward for the initial weather. Okay, we got okay, close it out. Um, I don't know why it's not opening. Okay, we'll open it here. Admin, admin, initial weather. These steps, okay, just ECV2, and then you will put the registration, license information. Okay, and you have to come here, go back to this to map between MAC address and interface. So and the label management 0, which is the first one, management 0. 1 line 0 line 02 103 1134. That's it. Okay. Reboot. Yes, reboot now. Okay, let's do the other one. 3 and 4. Still rebooting. We will go to the ECV3. This ECV3. Management 0, taking 1. LAN 1, LAN 0, and then 1 0. One one and 1 2. Okay, now we're finished. Reboot now, and then ECV4. Go to ECV4. Same thing. Management 0, LAN 0 1 0 1 1. LAN 0 1 0 1 1. ECV4. Save. Reboot now. Okay, we'll approve this appliance. I'm not sure it's in the lab 9. We'll also going to configure the zero touch provisioning. I don't think so. In lab 9, what we're going to do is approve these three from orchestrator. These appliance use previously configured deployment profile with a appliance wizard. We're going to put the IP address and stuff, configure the static IP address for each connect SD1 appliance for management interface. So yeah, the zero touch provisioning, which will apply to these appliance, will be in the next lab, next section, not next lab, next section, which is would be next day or so. So today we'll stop in lab 9. All right. We're not going to these steps. Okay. Let's see if all these lines have been discovered or not yet. This one reboot is this one rebooting. They should be discovered. Okay, there you go. Okay, two of them are discovered, but it's not reachable yet. It will take a little bit of time. They will take a little bit of time. We'll wait for them to come up.